In the summer of 2015, I did an artist residency in the UCLA Game Lab and collaborated with the CLITar, a feminist hacking group consisting of students throughout UCLA and hosted at the Design Media Arts program. The goal of the CLITar was to create a safe and supportive environment for women to learn about technology and electronics and create artworks together. So before we even started working on the actual CLITar idea, we did some brainstorming sessions about the kind of culture that we wanted to create. The impetus from this CLITar came from a story I tell about a Christmas party that I used to go to that was hosted by some jazz musicians. I would go to this Christmas party every year, and when we would get there, there would always be a bunch of jazz musicians having this jam session all night. And one of the things I noticed as the party would carry on would be that there were very few women playing instruments. Usually the men were playing guitars and basses, and every once in a while women would play the piano or maybe occasionally a violin. But the men were typically in charge of the instruments. At the same time, I would go upstairs where the kids were, all the children and the people that would come to this party, and they would be playing a rock band upstairs in the kids' room. And I noticed that the same thing was happening, that typically the boys would tend to monopolize the instruments. The thing that started me thinking along these lines was that I was in the Salvation Army in Santa Monica, and I saw this girl Guitar Hero controller. So this was the first thing that got me thinking about making a project around this idea of regenerating the guitar controller. I brought this artifact to the CLIT lab at UCLA, and I said, hey, would you guys like to hack this? And they looked at me and they said, yeah, we just rather make something from scratch. The aesthetics of the CLITar are very inspired by feminist artworks and also feminist game design. We looked at a couple of recent projects, including Luxurious Paidia by Tale of Tales. We looked at work by Kaho Abe, who is a fashion designer and game designer in New York.
I'm Lillian Chris. I'm an undergraduate design media arts major at UCLA, and I wanted to work on this project because I'm really interested in the intersections of art, technology, and diversity, and also because I wanted to practice Arduino in a safe space. So there's an Arduino LilyPad MP3 inside the CLITar, and it has 5 pins that correspond to 5 buttons, which each play a different note. So that's one note, here's another, and it's also connected to a speaker, which is right here. So under these purple fuzzies are these like arcade style buttons. And I like that a lot because we covered up this like really traditional arcade thing with like fuzzy textural elements, which is a lot of fun.
I'm Sophia Stocko-Bankian. I'm a 4th year UCLA English major. Yeah, not even we have mastered the CLITar. Yeah, you can't do covers with it, but you can snuggle under the covers with it.